And I think I had this element too that I would be so grateful and so excited to work on this movie. But if I didn't get to, my other thing would be me going to hang out with my nephew. And I think that's so important as an actor is to have like, if I don't get this part, obviously I'll be sad and it'll be hard to watch some other girl play this part. But I also have this rich, full life that it exists outside of acting, and my life will still be okay without it. So I think that's what made the whole process like I was able to be kind of chill and not as desperate as I can be sometimes with auditions.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you educational lessons and real-life stories behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today our guest is Sarah Borne.
Hello.
Hello. I got your last name pronounced correctly.
You got my last name correct, yes.
It's so funny how I used to say Sarah Borne to people, and they would correct me, and I'm like, no, I know what her name is.
Yes, well, it's because I say Sarah Borne, but it really is Sarah Borne, and from now on, that's how it's said. For everyone at home, Sarah Borne. That's how my family pronounces it.
Moving forward.
So,
and you are
yes.
a movie star now, you know? You've done 2 lead roles in films, and I think that the world should know your real name.
Yeah. Maybe it's time.
I think it's time.
Yeah.
It's officially time.
Totally.
So, and it's quite the journey that we've had, that you've had, you know, going from like recurring on HBO for Doom Patrol, and then recurring for years on Ms. Pat, and now like we have to talk about Pretty Hurts.
Yeah.
You know, this movie, she starred in this movie, it came out this past summer, very topical, very important. You were so good in it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Can you talk about this experience? Maybe going back to the audition even?
For sure. So I got the audition in the spring, and I was at the beach actually for my birthday, which is so classic. Like any actor will tell you that you get the big auditions when you're out of town. And I think there's like an open-handedness about yourself when you're out of town that kind of like lets opportunities come.
Were you like on the beach with a big hat and sunglasses looking at your phone?
Literally, yes, looking at my phone.
Perfect.
And what's so funny is I opened the email, and at the time it was just Untitled Beauty Pageant Project or movie or whatever. And I turned to my best friend, Katie, and I was like, I just got this interesting like audition for this beauty pageant movie. And immediately she was like, oh, you're going to book it. And I was like, what? That's why do you think that? And she was just like, I just have a feeling like that just feels like perfectly right for you.
What a great friend.
Great friend. To be like known in that way. And then the audition was quite hefty, 6 scenes. And my best friend, Katie, taped me for it. And I think because the audition was so long and there were so many scenes, I was really able to just like do my scene and move on to the next one and have this like open-handed posture to it. I was also supposed to, at the same time that the movie was filming, supposed to go nanny for my nephew in Texas, actually. And I think I had this element too that I would be so grateful and so excited to work on this movie. But if I didn't get to, my other thing would be me going to hang out with my nephew. And I think that's so important as an actor is to have like, if I don't get this part, obviously I'll be sad and it'll be hard to watch some other girl play this part. But I also have this rich, full life that it exists outside of acting, and my life will still be okay without it. So I think that's what made the whole process like I was able to be kind of chill and not as desperate as I can be sometimes with auditions.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you didn't tackle the audition though on your beach trip. Like you waited till you got back.
I waited until I got back. And yeah, I think I had like a big window, like maybe 4 to 5 days that I ran those lines like crazy on the beach. And I would like put my book down immediately and I was like, okay, learning these lines. And then one of the scenes was a big monologue, a 2-page monologue, including a poem. So I memorized the entire thing. And I think they were just trying to see, because Lauren loved a monologue in this movie. So I think they were just trying to see if I could handle that amount of text. So
Which obviously you did.
I guess so. Yeah.
And if we move to the booking, I remember the booking. Do you remember that?
Oh, I sure do. I'll never forget it.
What were you doing?
I was in Austin, Texas with my nephew. I was still able to do 2 weeks of nannying with him before I flew back. And I never do this, but it'd been like, it seemed like forever, probably only a couple of days post callback for Pretty Hurts. And I texted you. I don't know if you remember. I was like, have you heard anything about Pretty Hurts? And you're like, I don't withhold information. Like, of course I haven't heard anything. And I was like, okay, like just give it a little bit more time.
So
I wanted it so bad. Of course, Lauren just felt like such a close character to me. And these like lead roles, they just like don't come around that often.
Number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So I wanted it really bad. So I was in Austin with my sister, and you called, and I was like pretty chill on the phone. I was obviously really excited, but the second I hung up, I started bawling and freaking out. My sister's like, what is happening? And then I think shooting didn't start for another week and a half. So I like stayed for a little bit more with my sister, and then I flew back.
That's great that you got to do a little bit of both.
Yes,
you know?
It was perfect. Yeah.
And then on set, like, did you bond with everyone? And like, how was it going? Like, what did you learn?
Yeah, I did. I think more than anything, because I was number one and because it was Lifetime and they shoot in like a hard 15 days, we're shooting 10, 12 pages a day. Lauren in this movie is in almost every single scene. And like I said, she loves a monologue. As much as I did make friends on the set and loved hanging out with everybody, I think that for the first time I was like, oh, I have to be really focused on this set and memorize my lines, be looking at the next day's calendar, the next day after that, and like really like get my mindset right in being focused in, you know, what we're doing on this movie. And I think also I look back on my experiences when I wasn't number one and I was only a day player or there for a couple of days, and series regulars were colder to me or seemed a little bit distant or didn't want to be super chatty at Crafty or whatever. I think I had this like judgment that they were like a diva or like they didn't like me. And like now having been number one, I think of it so differently. I'm like, oh, they're just thinking about the 5 other scenes that they have to do today.
Wow,
or
great.
that they had a night shoot last night, or they haven't gotten their laundry done in 2 weeks because they're on set for 14, 16 hours a day. So I think more than anything, I just have like an empathy for leading a set and like the unique pressures that number one calls for, especially when it's heavy dialogue and you're shooting really fast.
And heavy material.
And
that's the scene when they show the back of your head. It's just,
I know.
It's really detailed and really disturbing.
Really disturbing in making sure you're in the right place in terms of the script, because we're going from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie to the middle of the movie, and we're not shooting in order. So keeping all of those things straight in my head and remembering that the work came first and that I can make friends with all these people at the wrap party or I can get coffee with them whenever. But like when I'm on set, like the acting matters the most to me, and that's what I'm getting paid to do. And I have to conserve my energy. I'm relatively introverted, so I can't be having full on conversations for 16 hours a day. I'm going to be depleted by Friday and not be able to like get there for some crying scene or something. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I learned.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great lesson, and I don't think we've ever even touched on that on this show. Because I love how you said it's not about the diva or the ego that you might think it is.
Yes. It's like, I think that's just a lesson for life too, is that most things are not about you. Most people are just dealing with their own stuff. And especially actors, especially if they're number one or they're leading the set or their name is on, if it's the Miss Pat show or whatever, like they're the lead of the show, they have this unique pressure to be everything to everyone, and everybody wants something from them, or the PR people want something for them. And I think it's good to be empathetic towards that and see that, you know, they're just a person trying to handle it all.
Yeah. Well, and you probably saw that with Miss Pat because you did so many episodes over the course of seasons.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was also a unique experience because it filmed in front of a live audience.
And there was the break.
Yes.
Between big break
between seasons.
Strike and
and yeah, that was interesting too because I did the one episode, wasn't recurring, and then I had a full break, maybe a year and a half before I got a random text out of the blue from, I think, I don't know, maybe like the second AD or something. Like I didn't have his number, and it was like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah from Miss Pat. Can you call me? I was like, what? The Miss Patcher? What are you talking about? Like I hadn't heard anything from you. And then he called me, or I called him, and he was like, we want to bring you back for 2 episodes. And then they brought me back, and then I had to give birth on set in front of a live studio audience.
Were they loving it?
Oh, they were loving it. My family was there. I brought my friends. It's one of those moments Katie was there.
She's always there, smiling with that big smile. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, hi, Katie. It's one of those moments that I always look back on if I'm ever nervous or feel like I have to be brave for something. I'm like, oh, well, I pretended to give birth in front of a live studio audience. I can handle this first date or whatever. It's just kind of like,
great.
Well, you just have to be like, not care at all what anybody thinks and just be focused in it. Otherwise, if you don't commit to it, then, no one believes that you're giving birth.
Yeah. Well, I know from just seeing your tapes for years that you commit hard. I think Baby Doll was just, in Doom Patrol, it was so good. It was,
yeah.
I think you tapped into a lot of who you authentically are, but also created this comic book character that was very different from who you are.
Totally.
And it was so consistent over the course of episodes,
That one felt and still feels really, really special to me. It felt like perfectly kind of made for me. I've always had like a higher voice, and kids used to kind of make fun of it in elementary school.
And it became your superpower.
And it became my superpower. And I also was I was obsessed with dolls growing up. Like American Girl dolls were everything to me. Like I was playing dolls until I was like in 8th grade. And so to have this character that felt like she had to have a high voice. I'm 5'2", I'm small, blonde hair, freckles, and carried around a baby doll. I was like, what is this? Like, was this character literally made for me? So that one was so, so special. And like not something I would ever have thought, like the parts that I've dreamed of having, I wouldn't even think that a part like that even existed. So that one is, I think forever will be one of the most special things.
Well, I think a really cool lesson that we could share with the audience here that you might not even know. You're aware, but I remember behind the scenes how we were pushing for you and how you really grew Tara Feldstein, the casting director, into a fan. She became a fan of you, your voice, your work ethic.
Yeah.
Throughout that process. And here it is, I don't know, 5-6 years later, she's the one pushing for you to book #1 in Pretty Hurts.
Yeah.
And it happened. And from my seat, that's a really cool lesson of like working your tail off, putting your head down, doing the work, working on your craft. I know you're always in class and stuff, and like you booked that, and here it is, years later, the same human being who helped hire you, who saw some of your value, and it was proven, and you made her look good, you made her proud. She did it for you again. It makes me say she'll do it for you again. I hope so, Tara. Like, I hope so.
I feel like it's a lesson in that this career is a marathon and not a sprint, in that you're just making like little steps and like little fans along the way, and that like all of this work is kind of like snowballing into something bigger. Another crazy thing is the first time I ever met Tara was before I even was with AMT. And I got really close on the Nancy Drew movie that came close to here to play Nancy Drew's best friend. I was so little. I was like 20. And I wanted it so bad. And Tara was so nice. And they brought me in for a callback, and they brought me in for a second callback. And I remember not getting it and thinking, though, I'm like, I just spent an hour in the room with Tara. Like, what a blessing that is. And then thinking about Pretty Hurts now, 10 years later, basically. And yeah, like that's a marathon, and that you're making fans along the way, and that you just have to trust that an opportunity that aligns with who you are it's going to come when it comes.
Right. And what magic is going to happen for you in this next decade?
I know.
Just keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm going to try to. Yeah.
I know, and you just sign with an exciting new manager. Like,
yes.
Who knows what doors are about to open?
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah, just trying to be as open-handed as I possibly can, and just trust that it's going to work out how it's supposed to.
It will.
Yeah.
It will for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything I can to everyone.
Thank
everyone
you.
believes in you.
Yeah,
You know?
thank you.
So moving forward, last question.
Yeah.
Talking about the future. What's your dream role, Sarah?
I think my dream would be to be on a comfort show for people, like a Friends or a Friday Night Lights, a Gilmore Girls. These shows that people put on over and over and over again that bring them like, they put it on and like immediately at ease. That's how I feel about Friends. Even the sound of it makes me think of my parents watching it when I was growing up. I think that would be my dream, is to have this thing that kind of outlives me or outlasts. I will work on it for a couple seasons or whatever, and then it just takes on this whole life of its own. I've really kind of turned the corner of thinking of my career as a gift for other people instead of something that is just for me. So that would be my dream, is to be on something that could bring somebody a little bit of peace, a little bit of relief for a moment or two.
I love all that for you, but as an agent, I love how much money comes with those shows.
All the residuals.
So yeah,
yes,
let's book one of those,
let's
shall
book
we?
one of those, yeah. One of those rerun
That'd be great,
shows.
yeah. Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you for having me.
Just so happy to have seen your success and hope for more. And I have a gift for you for being here.
What?
Yep, you win a free car.
Oh my gosh.
You want to pick,
You get a
pick one
car.
out? Don't look though. You know, let's see what you're gonna get.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
It is exciting. They're really cool. Is that yellow?
Hot Wheels, yellow, butter yellow, the color of the season.
It sure is.
Aw,
Matches
thank
your hair.
you.
That's great.
A Porsche. Perfect.
You belong in a yellow Porsche.
Thank you so much.
At
I
least
think
in a
so
movie.
Too. Yeah, in a movie. Yeah.
All right. Well, Sarah Borne, pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me and getting my name right.
Yes. To our audience, thank you for tuning in and getting her name right as well. Thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen for producing our show. We're all volunteers. We love this so much. And if you would like to be a guest on our show because you have your own cool booking story or an educational lesson, you can pitch it right to us and maybe be sitting in that seat. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yay, thank you.